estamos na estrada federal que liga o Rio de Janeiro This is a federal highway, Brazilian highway, that goes from Rio de Janeiro to Campos. We're about halfway between Rio and Campos. We'll show a little road that goes up to in the mountains there, the low mountains here, where we have our Royal Ambassador camp, the Sítio Sossego. Right now we're at this entrance, and the kilometer is 193. Really, we are about 100 miles from the city of Rio, from the big bridge that goes over the bay from Rio to the state of Rio to the city of Niterói. We're about 100 miles from there, and we're only about 2 miles from our camp. This is the little road that goes up to our Royal Ambassador camp, to the Sítio do Sossego. Ready to start? We're entering now into the property of the Royal Ambassador Camp. This is the property that we bought in 1950. The price was just a little more than $2,000 when we bought it in 1950. I remember because we were driving a 1948 Ford, and one of our missionaries, Doreen Hawkins, had just bought also a 1948 Ford that came from the States, and she paid about $2,000. So when they told me that the property up here, not all that we have today, but the property was going to be about $2,000, I thought, that is cheap. That's cheap, because $2,000 for a car that will really not last all that long, and this land is $2,000. That's really cheap. So I did my best to get the money, to borrow the money to buy this property. Ruby loaned $1,000, and Woodrow Griffith from Abilene, Texas loaned us $350, and that's how we bought the original property. Not all of this that we have today. Okay? Now, I want to show you the signs up here where we're entering. This says, welcome to the Sítio do Sossego, the Royal Ambassador Camp. Then on the other side, it says, God gave us mountains to climb, and the strength with which to climb them. Now, we are at the entrance of the camp. We were able last year, in the year 1986, we were able to pave this, which was about 1 kilometer of road that we were able to pave from here all the way to the dining hall of our camp. We used 1,278 sacks of cement. We used 49 truckloads of sand, and I believe it was 21 truckloads of gravel to make this pavement. We really, I don't have in dollars the amount, it must have cost us around $5,000 to do this much of paving of our road. We used our own labor. We used the workers here at the camp to do this work, and sometimes we had some other outside workers. Even the county helped us a little bit, but not very much, to pave this road. Okay? Okay, we're showing a little bit more of our paved road that goes into the camp. Really, this book, Pioneering with Royal Ambassadors in Brazil, we prepared this. One of the reasons was to tell the story of this camp. I can't tell it all right now, but the book tells when we bought it, how we bought it, and something about the development since 1950, our first camps, and how the Lord has blessed us through all these years in our camping program here at the Sítio do Sossego. Well, let me show you this other book too, Vamos Acampar, because this book was written to the counselors and to the workers who come here for our Royal Ambassador camps. Because in the beginning, especially in the beginning, they didn't know what camping was all about, and we tried to teach them, and we decided that it had to be a book, and that's what we tried to prepare here. We have a lot of campcraft stuff in the book, but the main thing is to tell them how to be a worker in these camps. And so that's why we prepared this book, Vamos Acampar, Let's Go Camping. And this other book is in English, Pioneering with Royal Ambassadors in Brazil, that tells the story of our camping here at the Sítio do Sossego. Now we'll go ahead and go closer to the camp itself. Okay, we're closer to the camping area now, and we put up this as a place to inform the people that come. We plan to have a caretaker living here so that they can give information about the camp. Now look at the mountains. Our property goes all the way to the high mountain up there, all the way to the top. And that's where our water comes from too. We'll show you a little better about that in a minute. We built our camp pretty spread out because we do have a good bit of room. And in a minute, we'll show you the different units. We use the unit plan especially for our Royal Ambassador camps. We have 5 or 6 units that we use for our camping. We'll show you, try to show each unit. But here's a little lake that goes into our camp, and you can only see the roof of our dining hall. But in just a little bit, we'll show you the different units that we use in our camping program. Okay, now you can have a little view of the units. Let's explain that the first unit, we call it aquarium, is those 2 houses on the other side of the basketball court there. That's our first unit. The second is that building that you can see We have dormitories down below and small apartments up above, but that's our second unit. In Portuguese, it's called arco-íris, which is the rainbow unit. The third unit, you cannot see from here. It's on the other side of the mountain there. Then, can we show? Alto Boa Vista. Dá para ver. Okay, on the mountainside we have what we call the high good view, Alta Boa Vista. That's another unit up there. But we'll try to give a closer view of all of these units, but we also want to show the swimming pools and the other things in this area. We have still another unit there that doesn't show up. Is the 5th and 6th units, but it's behind these trees. We'll try to show you closer up those units. Okay? You can see the swimming pool. In fact, we have 2 swimming pools. The main swimming pool, which is almost Olympic size, and then the smaller swimming pool, especially for children. And during our Royal Ambassador camps, these, in the hot summertime in January, then these swimming pools for the boys have a great great attractions, because they like, you can see the football field there. The boys in Brazil like especially soccer, football, and then they like this swimming pool in the hot summertime. One of the really great things that we have here at the Sítio do Sossego is the water. The water that comes right out of the mountain. And this is where we have a dam built here, a reservoir. And this water leaves here and goes to another big water box. We call it a reservoir. And then it's distributed to all of the camp. And we're thankful to have the good water that we have here for our camp, because without that we would have a hard time. We now have not only good water, but also we have plenty of good electricity. The first years of our camp we had to use even some gasoline generators and things, but now we have electricity and we have an abundance of water. We're thankful for this. We're in front of our auditorium, our Salon Nobre. This is where all the groups use this auditorium. But the Royal Ambassadors in our Royal Ambassador camps, we use it for our missionary hour and for our main worship services. Every Thursday afternoon we have what we call the hour of decision. Really it's an afternoon of decision, and many of our campers through the years have made decisions here for Christ. Many of them have accepted Christ as their Savior. Others have already Christians, have dedicated their lives to missionary work or even surrendered to the ministry. We have hundreds and I believe thousands of Brazilians today that are serving the Lord, and they made their decisions right here. This year we had 6 Royal Ambassador camps in January. That's the hot summertime here. We had 6 camps, and we had a total of 1,900 campers. That's counting the workers and the boys, and that's the biggest number. They were the biggest camps we've ever had. But we had good camps, and I believe that that's one of the reasons we can have good camps. These units are well separated, and each unit functions almost as a separate camp with its commander, and each group of 10, 12 boys has a counselor. And so with this unit plan, we can have big camps. We can have 300. One of our camps this year, we had 450. That's a little too big. But we can have big camps if we have good workers. And that's what we try to do. We try to have good workers, a commander and a pastor in each unit, and then for each group of boys of 10 or 12 have a good counselor who's working with them and going with them all 4 or 5 days of camp. From Monday till Friday, our camps operate that way, okay? I don't know what you call a gymnasium type, we call it in Portuguese, futebol de salão. It's the soccer as well as they do the field soccer. They like this kind of soccer that you see here. For the last several years now, we've been using both the field soccer and also this gymnasium type soccer, futebol de salão. They like it very much. They're learning to like more and more volleyball and basketball. Brazilians naturally like soccer, I believe, more than any other sport. We're thankful to have not only this cemented area for the soccer, indoor-outdoor gymnasium type soccer, but for these bleachers here, because they serve not only for the games, but they serve for other meetings. We had one group that filled up this place here for one of their afternoon meetings, and filled up also the auditorium. They had 2 big groups functioning at the same time. Our idea is to use this more and more at night. We have these reflectors, and we can use them not only for the games, but for other meetings here at night also. Okay. This is the first unit. We have in each one of these houses, we have 2 groups. On each side, there are built-in beds, and they're not double-decker, they're triple-decker beds made out of reinforced concrete. They're real strong. Maybe we can show some beds later. But each group then, here's a jacaré, that's alligator. Tubarão is another one right here. Each side has really beds for 16. That's a little too big for Royal Ambassador camps, we think. But we have 16 built-in beds and a bathroom, a nice bathroom for each group. So right here in this first unit, we have 4 groups, and we call this aquário, and we gave it this kind of names of fishes and all. Down below the houses, we have some apartments for the commander and the pastor, and also a meeting room that will hold 60 people, 64 people that are camped in this first unit. So we're here at the aquarium unit, and I said that we had a meeting place. These tables and benches is for this, the purpose of this unit, where they can have Bible studies and other meetings. These two doors are small apartments for our pastor and commander. Of course, other groups use this also, just like right now we have a group here. So this is using the space below the two cabins up above that are dormitories, 16 beds in each cabin. Last year we were able to build 9 ping pong tables made out of cement this way. Some of them are underneath the roof, some of them are inside, and some of them are outside, but they are proving to be a great help in our camp because many of the boys, many of the others that come to camp like to play ping pong, and there's always a table with the net already up. All we have to have is a ping pong ball and the rackets to play. We call this the aquarium, and so John painted about 10 years ago, it was 10 years ago, what represents an aquarium. This is the name of the unit with the jacare, tubarão, and other fish up above, the 4 groups up above, and down below here then we have what represents the aquarium. And protected a little bit from the weather are 2 more ping pong tables here to help this unit in their work. This is the Ruby Collins building, but we also call it the Rainbow Unit. We have, as I said, from up above there, we have the dormitories down below. The big dormitories have 6 of them here, a larger unit. And up above we have small apartments, 14 small apartments. Here we have a closer view of the upstairs of the Ruby Collins building. We named it for my sister, this building, because she helped us buy the original property and also has helped us so many times during the years, during all of these years, with smaller offerings to help us in our camping program. But those doors, each one of them is a small apartment for 4 or 5 people, each one of them complete with a bathroom, with electric shower. Here in the winter time, it's good to have an electric shower. It's a Brazilian thing that works very well. It's a good ways off, but we have one soccer field there. When we have our camps in January, sometimes we need more than one main field soccer. And so there we have one field, and then this other one, the main one that we use is this one nearby here. This is, as we already said, one of the big attractions we try to have in our camps. Competition, not between the units, but between all of the groups within the unit during the days of camp. Each one of them have an opportunity to play with the others, and we have a champion team out of each unit. We like competition here in our camps, a little bit of good competition. Then you see Abilene. Maybe you can read the word Abilene. We named the 2 units down below, what we call the motel, we named them Abilene. That part down there has 12 apartments, but behind it also has a nice dining hall and a nice kitchen. So during certain times during the year when we need to have more than one kitchen, when we can have more than one group camping here, then we use that kitchen and dining hall down below. you see the road. We paved inside here too, this much, because the heavy rains wash away all the material that we put on it, and so we cemented this part. Then you see, this is the first unit, these cabins here. Then you are about to see the shack, the snack shack, the cantina, up above there. It's a very nice cantina that really does function during certain camps during the year. All of the Royal Ambassador camps and many of the other camps. This is the dawn unit, Alvorada. It's really separated from the other. It's not so far from the rest of the camp, but it serves very well, not only for a unit during our Royal Ambassador camps, but for certain times we can have a group here doing their own thing, doing their own camp. 60 people, 62 people camping here and doing their own cooking. We have a very nice kitchen, although it's only has wood stove, but we use it a good bit, and we think this is a good thing to have separated. Some groups think they have to walk a long ways to the main camp, but certainly for the boys, the Royal Ambassadors, that's no problem at all. Okay, this is the dawn unit, and we use the name of animals, leopard, and I don't know how to say all of these in English, but here's panther, and here is javali, whatever that is. We have 4 groups here too, and this place is for meetings, Bible study, and other meetings with these tables and benches in place. Now we've used this for counselors' camps. The counselors would stay in this place, the Royal Ambassador counselors, while men were having their camp. 50 or 60 counselors could be here and have their own camp, different. Their program would be different. Sometimes they participate at night and the services up at the big auditorium. So there's many possibilities, but we do use this very much for different kinds of camps. This is one of our groups then, and let's show you a little bit inside the triple deck beds. That way we can get more campers in the same cabin. And it's a pretty good idea because it spreads them out long ways. This pavilion there serves especially for our Royal Ambassador camps for ping pong and other activities. But there's a kitchen there that we use for certain groups, and certain times of the year when we have groups filling up the whole camp, well, we can use this kitchen and have a group completely separate there. This is another soccer field. Really, it's not the official size of a soccer field. They call it a society soccer because it's used in this space. It's not the official size, but it works also. The boys can play just anywhere, in the street or anywhere, like they do. The Brazilian boys like soccer very much. So we have several types of soccer at camp. The fourth unit is up on the mountainside, and we'll go up there now to give another view of the whole Sítio. But there we have room for almost 40 campers. This is our high good view unit, Alta Boa Vista. We have these 4 cabins with a pavilion in the center. Each cabin has beds, built-in beds for 9 campers. Then we have a room in the center for the commander and the pastor. So during our Royal Ambassador camps, which the last few years we've had 6 Royal Ambassador camps each year. So during these camps we have, we use this as one of the units. The other units we'll try to show once again from a distance, although most of them are hidden from here by the trees, but we'll go up there and try to show some of the camp from another angle. These 4 groups up here have the names of birds: albatross, falcon, eagle, and toucan. This is really the symbol of our Sítio, is the toucan. Like we have on the shirts and other places, it's the symbol of our camp, the toucan. It's a beautiful bird, really is. And right now, we do not have a living toucan. We're trying to get another one to keep in the center of our camp. Now we're going to, from here, have a little bit of a different view of our main camp area. There to the left, above, higher there, is the tabernacle, the meeting place, and then the cemented ramp that goes up to it. You can see a little of the basketball court. You can see some of the other buildings hidden behind the trees. Here in the foreground then is our dining hall, our kitchen and dining hall, which does not seat 300, a little less than 300, but we sometimes have groups larger than this, but they use the cafeteria serving style, or else in our Royal Ambassador camps, when we have big camps, we have different units using the dining hall at different hours so that it'll work out okay. Then you can see the other things that we've already shown you, some of the other buildings that we've just been to, the Rainbow or the Ruby Collins building, then the road that goes in that way, and the lake below us here. You can see the paved road. This road is a great blessing. We're so thankful that we were able to cement this much, and also cement around the lake, which has always been a kind of ugly place, but we're trying to make it prettier now. Here we have a good view of the cemented road that is coming up to our camp. We, once again, I want to say that we're so thankful that we were able to do this last year, because it is proving to be a great blessing to our camp. The sign down there that you can't see from this angle, in front of the house, we built this house for the caretaker. And at this time, we do not have a caretaker, but we hope to have one, and someone living there to take care of the place, but also to give information, people coming up the road and wanting to know anything about the camp. Then we need to have someone living in this house, and that's our plan for the future. This is one of our older constructions. We call it now Abilene, named after the city of Abilene in Texas, our hometown. But we named it Abilene because we wanted another word, another name starting with A. Because as you notice, we have Aquário, Arco-Íris, Alvorada, Alta Boa Vista, and Abilene. And here we have 12 apartments. We're really calling this the 5th unit and the 6th unit because one side has 6 apartments with 10 beds. That's 60 campers can stay in one side and 60 campers can stay in the other side because it has 6 cabins, apartments on the other side with 10 beds, built-in beds in each one. Then in the middle where the word is written Abilene, we have a big sala with the fireplace in the center. Behind that we have then a nice dining hall and another kitchen that uses wood for cooking, and we don't use it all the time, not even in the Royal Ambassador camps, but some groups that come, we have more than one group here during Carnival and Easter time and other holidays, and so that way we can take care of several groups at once. Now we're on the back side of Abilene. This unit, really 2 units, the 5th and 6th units. This is the back side of the 5th, I believe. But it also shows these bigger windows down below, show the dining hall and the kitchen and the porch where we have a wood burning stove. And so this is the part that we just got through explaining. Sometimes we use it for other groups that come to camp when the main part of the camp is occupied by another group. In other words, we can accept 2 or even 3 groups at once, which we do especially during Carnival time. Usually comes in the month of February or March. We accept several groups at one time. This is our snack shack, our cantina, and we put the name Joe's because my brother Joe Hatton gave us several years ago an offering of $1,500, and we bought the material to build it, and with our own labor here at the camp, we built this cantina. And really, it was inaugurated in 1973, and we've used it all of these years, and it's been a great help. I used to think it'd be better not to have a cantina in a camp, Royal Ambassador camp, but we've got to have a cantina. The people want it. The people, the campers want to spend their money on soda pop and candy and those things. So many groups do, at least. So this, we're thankful for this nice cantina. You'll see the painting that John did on the thing. You talk to Maciel here. Maciel has been here to Sítio since 1970. He's been working here. He's our constructor. But he also works in the cantina. But we inaugurated the cantina in 1973. But he's been here since 1970, working here in the Sítio do Sossego. We call this Joe's because of my brother Joe, but his name is also Joe. Maciel's name is José Maciel da Silva. So it's Joe's for two reasons. He built it, and his name is Joe, and my brother's name is Joe. He furnished the money for the material. Okay, Maciel? Maciel has been with us these years and is just about everything here in the Sítio. Builder, runs things around here.
Nós entramos aqui em 1970, né? No 3 de novembro de 1970. Então começamos com parte de construção de obra, reformando a cozinha para funcionar o campo em janeiro de 71. E ficamos aí um período de quase 4 anos na parte somente de obra, ajudando. E depois passamos na parte, ajudando a parte administrativa do sítio, construindo, trabalhando. E essa experiência de 17 anos realmente é marcante na minha vida, porque eu nunca pensei em fazer um trabalho dessa natureza, né? Durante esse período tão longo, eu nunca fiquei tanto tempo assim, mas Deus tem nos abençoado muito, junto com o pastor Alvin aqui, e nós temos procurado fazer alguma coisa realmente nesse período. E eu acho que para nós é um motivo de muita alegria, e nós poder estar juntos, e não sei até quanto tempo, né? O tempo está se encurtando cada dia mais, mas nossa esperança é que o sítio continue realmente nesse propósito de procurar servir a denominação, procurar melhorar o seu patrimônio, as obras, dar a manutenção necessária, que tantas coisas precisam de manutenção, para poder funcionar melhor. Nossa esperança é essa.
Porque aquela coisa é uma. Outra construção bem antiga older buildings is this that we call the Casa dos Pastores, the pastor's house. But it has 3 apartments in it, and it serves as more or less the office for our Royal Ambassador camps. But we use it for the different groups that come to camp as apartments. We have 20, I believe it's 28 beds, built-in beds in this building. I believe it was in 1965 that we built the swimming pool. We were able to put these tile in the whole thing. We did not have in the beginning the filter system. Didn't even have electricity in 1965. So I guess we were lucky that we made it in such a way that this installation could be made later, because we thought it would be so expensive. But a good Baptist man there in Rio came out to camp one time, and he was in the swimming pool business, and he sold at cost, or just about his cost, a lot of the equipment, the filters and all of the things that necessary. So these things are in just below us now is a bathroom, and below that is the place where the filters and the pumps are that keep our swimming pool clean. We have this larger swimming pool, and then down below we have this other for the children. We have a smaller swimming pool. One of the big attractions of a camp, of course, in the hot summertime, these swimming pools, because so many of the kids come to camp. I suppose the main attraction is the swimming pool. Although in our Royal Ambassador camp, the way we have it set up now, they only stay in the swimming pool, each unit, about 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the afternoon, because we have so many other things, so many other activities for them to participate in. We have 2 apartments there that serve not only for lifeguards, other workers, or other groups. We have one side has 6 built-in beds, and the other side has 7 built-in beds. So this helps us out a lot in our taking care of different groups that come to camp here. Você está... What do you think about the dining hall and the kitchen of our camp, Jefinho?
Big.
Did you ever eat here? Did you ever camp here?
Yes, I did.
When
2 times.
2 times. You were Embaixador do Rei. And you camped here and ate. You would line up with your group, go in and eat your rice and beans. Did you like the food here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, I think we have pretty good food for our embaixadores.
I like most bread and butter.
Bread and butter for breakfast.
Yeah.
Our breakfast is just bread and butter and coffee and milk, right? But it's good. The kids are used to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's good stuff, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Every day in camp, every one of the units, each unit has flag raising in the morning, and in the afternoon the flag lowering with the ceremony and singing the songs. We have the Brazilian flag, the Royal Ambassador flag, and the Christian flag, the flag of the Bible, we call it in Brazil. And that is a ceremony that every unit, all of the royal ambassadors, go through every day in Brazil. Okay, we want to show you the way the beds are made. We have, instead of double-deck beds, we have triple-deck beds. And below the beds, we have a space for the luggage. Each camper, even 16 campers, everyone will have a place to put his own luggage. Then at the end of the room is the bathroom. Every one of these groups has also a bathroom. As you can see, if we put mattresses over on the left here, we have 16 mattresses for this group. For our Royal Ambassadors, we try to have smaller groups, not past 12 in each group. This camp belongs to the JUERP, the Junta de Educação Religiosa e Publicações da Convenção Batista Brasileira. The Sítio do Sossego belongs to the Brazilian Baptist Convention, and we've had the privilege these years to be the administrator here to work here, and for 10 years, almost 10 years, we have lived here at the camp. Now we'll be leaving, and we do not know the future of this camp, but we trust that the camp will continue and continue to develop, and that especially for the royal ambassadors, it will continue to be a camp that will bring many blessings to the lives of many boys. We would like to say a word about the money, because the money for the upkeep of this camp now comes mainly from the groups that use the camp. The Juepi wants it to be self-supporting, but so far we would not be able to do the work, the improvements, without some help. And so the Juepi pays the workers, 5 workers, to keep the place up and to help us in the construction and the development of the camp. We hope and trust that financially the thing will go, and even better than it has gone in the past. I better quit. Here comes Scott. Well, we just got through saying that it's propriedade, that is the property of the Junta de Educação Religiosa e Publicações da Convenção Batista Brasileira. The money that comes from the campers, we try to charge enough to pay the expenses. The royal ambassadors pay around $10. It's hard to get to charge more than $10 for each camper. But really, we would like to get more, and to function well, we have been able to charge some groups better than that. And so we'd like to close this little film by asking your cooperation. We'd like to make an appeal to you to pray for us. We don't know what the future holds, but we pray that we ask you to pray for the Sítio do Sossego, and especially the Royal Ambassador work in Brazil, that it might continue to go forward, and that this camp might continue to be a great blessing in the lives of many Royal Ambassadors here in Brazil. Thank you very much for your attention, and don't forget to pray and to help us in every way you can. Thank you.